So I'm working today on the Deadwood spire. You'd call it a jin if you wanted to use the Japanese term. This has been greatly reduced in height already, but I've decided I want to shorten it just a bit more and add a little bit more contour to it. One of the things that I noticed as I was developing the tree is that there's just the slightest amount of sort of twistering and spiraling on the wood. And so without anything more inspiring or better to do, what I've decided to do is to really try to exaggerate the spiral and introduce shapes that really aren't there. I'm just putting them in through carving. I'm using a die grinder with a sort of a multi-faced router bit, and I've thought quite a lot about what I wanted to do here, and so it's not brand new to me. It's not entirely discovery as I'm working. It's really the execution of some ideas that have been developing over a period of time. I marked up the trunk pretty carefully, at least this deadwood portion, with chalk to mark some of the lines that I wanted to introduce. And you can't probably see them, but there's still chalk traces on the wood. So as I get further into it, this is actually a condensation of about 45 minutes of work into just a few minutes. And as we move through it, you can see more and more clearly how the spiraling is beginning to become a part of the design. So as I'm working on a Deadwood spire like this, I do have an idea of a theme. In this case, I like the spiral, and so I'm introducing various different shapes, all in support of a single idea, but I'm attempting to each time introduce a slightly different variant. And as I move up the trunk, this is still sort of in a sketching stage, but I think you can see that it's taking some shape. As I move up the trunk, the heaviest portion of it needs to be right where it joins the live base of the trunk, and the visual weight has to be reduced. As it goes higher and higher, it needs to be smaller and smaller visually. And so I don't complete that today, but I am giving a really nice framework to work from. And when I finish this thing, it'll be much smaller and thinner and more delicate toward the top. I intend to introduce a larger hollow area near the base, and that'll make it look much more significant and massive where it joins with the live wood.